Does anybody have a question for us? Sir?
Yeah, who did the drawings that were in the documentary?
That's Ray Laris. He went on tour with the Clash in '79, and we were given access to all the original stuff that he did while he was on tour with the Clash here in America. So all that stuff, you see the buzz drawn and mixed guitars and all that, you know, the Clash playing and stuff. That's all Ray Laris original. He did the cover for London Calling as well, so he was very much part of the Clash camp for a few years.
Did you say the cover for London Calling?
Yeah, he was the guy who thought of it like, you know, let's copy this Elvis Presley single cover and we'll put Paul Simon on smashing bass and, you know, with the same lettering and stuff. That's all his idea, you know. And my idea was to bring as many people from the Clash camp to work in this project, you know, in front of the camera and, you know, working with the artwork and whatever. I tried to involve all these people. That's why Robin Banks co-produced this and wrote, narrated the movie. David Minge, who did Root Boy in '79 with the Clash, is also involved as a producer. And Ray, you know, did, you know, they gave us the illustrations. Also, Topper Hidden's Walkie Will Talk, this unreleased track from the Combat Rock sessions. He gave it to us as well, and that became the theme song of the documentary, as you know. Anything else?
What moved you to be a part of this?
Well, basically, I've been a fan of the Clash since 1980, something like that. I was a little kid. My brother used to listen to them, and one day I remember I was on my bicycle singing Spanish Bones. And I thought, and then I stopped and I thought, you're gonna remember this for the rest of your life. And automatically after I thought, why am I thinking this weird shit? So I just kept going on my bike. And years later, in the 80s, I was dressing up like them, listening to them, and learning English through lyrics and stuff. I was telling Rudy before, I even translated career opportunities for my class, for my English class. You know, it was like something, homework that we had to do and stuff. So I mean, they've been always part of my life. And I wanted to do a film about punk, but there's like hundreds of documentaries on punk already out there. So when I discovered Vince White's book, Out of Control, The Last Days of the Clash, I thought, wow, that's a great subject, you know, because I grew up really puzzled by that last lineup. I didn't have information, I never got an explanation. I think nobody did really get a proper explanation about what the hell happened with the band, you know. So I thought, you know, this is a great subject. And I started getting in touch with people, and you know, 90% of the people I got in touch with said yes. So I just carried on, and you know, that's the result.
Why are there no interviews with Paul or Topper?
They refused. Paul, Topper, Cosmo, Bernie, they didn't want to be in film, basically. I mean, it's a hard period for them to deal with. You know, it's understandable, respectable decision, you know.
Of the people that you just mentioned that didn't want to be in the film, you talked to them though in the process of making the film?
Bernie, yes, I met Bernie a couple of times and I sort of became friendly with him. I really like the guy actually, despite him being blamed for the whole downfall, which I particularly think it's really unfair because Topper's addiction had nothing to do with Bernie, and that was really detrimental for the breakup of the band. Yeah, I met Bernie and stuff, I met Topper, but I met Paul for this project as well. Cosmo I never met, but Pearl asked Cosmo on my behalf and he refused. So yeah, I mean, I got to meet them and hang out. They're nice guys, man. They're, you know, all of these people, they're really, really clever, nice people, you know. You saw?
Is Topper creating any music?
Say what?
Is Topper creating any music now?
Topper plays. He did a gig with Mick recently for this Strummer of Love festival, and yeah, he still plays around, but he doesn't want to tour, he doesn't want to do anything serious, I believe. He just likes to jam with friends and stuff. Yeah.
What's your favorite Clash album and why?
Well, London Calling, I suppose, because it's perfect. It's a perfect album from the beginning to the end. There's not many perfect albums out there, and I just think London Calling is it's amazing, really. You know. I like all of them, though. I don't really like Other Crap. I don't listen to that album too much, but I do like the first. I love the first album, Give 'Em Enough Rope, which part of it was recorded here in San Francisco, as you know. And you know, Sandinista, Come Over. I just, you know, I love the whole thing, basically. Anybody else?
I guess one question would be, I think you mentioned the Nick White book. Is that the reason for the focus? I mean, the trajectory of the film was unusual because there was such focus on the 83 to 85 period as they're in decay, as opposed to like the formative period.
Well, I mean, the early years have been very well covered in a few documentaries, and it's very well documented, so there's no reason for me to go there because the story has been told. But if you notice, after the brief analysis we do of the band at the beginning, of the band and Bernie and Cosimo, we introduce them as well. Then we jump straight into 1981, which is when Bernie rejoins the band as their manager, right? And then it's when things begin to change. So my idea originally was to do a documentary beginning on the day Mick got fired. But talking to people like Nick Shepard, I realized that I had to begin earlier when Bernie rejoins the band so we could understand why everything happened, you know, basically.